Hi guys, welcome to another 2-minute devotion with Dad. We're still in Mark 11, just dwelling a little bit more on this story. And something else that's, I don't know, a bit of a different approach today. It's one of those if you know your moments, I think. So Jesus has set it to a head, and they said, go grab a donkey, and if you're asked, it's fine. And he sits on it and going to town, and this is where they the Palm Sunday, as they call it, they do the branches, and they sing praise God or Hosanna, blessings on the one who comes in the name of the Lord, blessings on the kingdom of our ancestor David, and praise God in the heaven. So why did Jesus actually go through this motion? Because it looks like he actually initiated it. As you see as you enter the town, you'll see a donkey. Then they grabbed it, and then he sat on it, and then went through this. So I have to give credit to my notes down here. The colt that he sat on it, it's a throwback to Zechariah 9, verse 9. And actually the entire little passage is quite extraordinary. So 9 verse 9, it says, Zion's coming king. And if you read that, it's quite amazing. It's just how many things line up, because Jesus fulfilled over, 500 or 600 prophecies alone, which puts the numbers staggeringly high as to the likelihood of him being king, one in however many. But rejoice, O people of Zion, shout in triumph, O people of Jerusalem. Look, for your king is coming to you. He is righteous and victorious. He is humble, riding on a donkey's colt. And then it goes further, and I wonder if a lot of this stuff refers to future events. Not sure, but that's not the topic of today's discussion. This is the passage that Jesus was fulfilling by doing what he did. So essentially, he was fulfilling prophecy, yet another prophecy, by going through this process. And so I just wanted to take a moment to reflect, because this is the study of Jesus's life. All of these are devoted to us studying him, learning more about him and how to be like him. Now, in some ways we can't be like him because he is the Messiah, the King of Kings. We won't ever be that, but we can model our lives, character ourselves after him. And so I think in this moment here, he was being gracious towards the people of the area, who wanted to honor him as their king, even though it's understood they thought he was coming as a military ruler to shut down things, just as that Zechariah passage explains. There's peace, there's the disabling of arms like chariots, there's all these other things, freeing prisoners. There's so many things in there that refer to military based activities for peace. But that's not the kind of peace Jesus has come for, as we know now. But they didn't know that, but he still was gracious to let them go through the process of honoring their coming king. So that's pretty cool. I think sometimes, how do we apply this to our lives? Well, if sometimes there may be a time where people want to honor you, and you don't necessarily want to be in that spotlight. But this is an opportunity to show grace and let them honor the person that they desire to, because of whatever's happened. So there's two sides to every argument, So it's been said, sometimes you have to allow people to be generous so that they can be blessed too, because Jesus said it's more blessed to give than to receive. So that's just an example of where, sometimes there may be a time where we just have to receive, and it's not a bad thing as long as that's not our ambition or our intent or our motive. Anyway, that's a segue. The thing that really perplexes me here, I'd never really seen it before, actually, before this sort of round of reading. So Jesus came to Jerusalem, went into the temple. After looking around carefully at everything, he left because it was late in the afternoon. Then he returned to Bethany with the 12 disciples after looking around carefully at everything. What was he looking at? I think it's a prelude to here, because Jesus was on a mission, and this is the part where he drives out all the sales and everything from the temple, which we're going to get to. We've already covered it in Matthew, but he's setting himself up. He's making sure that his argument is correct or something. I don't know. Like, he just wants to make sure, I think, that, you know, he'd either heard of this or he was just looking and going, right, I'm going to address this. I'm not sure. Not sure what his motive here is. I think he was just, because it was late in the afternoon, I think if he'd have set up a riot here late, people would have fixed it overnight and no one would have known. Whereas the next morning, he let loose, and now there is a massive scene made that takes the whole day to clean up, and everybody is up to see it, and we'll hear why. So I think he's probably making a point there. But the day was consumed with this. Now, it's only 2 or 3 kilometers, so it's not a massive haul. But a few kilometers of walking or strolling, that kind of pace would have taken an hour or two. So we're talking about the best part of a day. By the time you wake up, do you think, get the donkey, blah blah blah. So what's my point here? The point is, Jesus did this, it looks like, to fill prophecy and fulfill it. So he was very thorough in his ministry, and sometimes, even though I don't think he did this to go through the motions, so to speak, but definitely to fulfill prophecy and to give his people a chance to honor him. So that's just a little bit of a bit of a lesson that we can learn there. Sometimes it's about being thorough, and it's about making sure that we do everything set out for us. How do we apply that? I'll let you interpret that one. Bless you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.